Hey guys. Okay, helping out some people with meditation and what you're gonna experience when you start. Okay, so and I'll tell you, and this video is gonna explain to you what I went through when I started, and it happens to everybody when they start meditating. So this is what you can expect, and this is how I dealt with it. My own experience. And it's pretty much universal, unless you're already there. So it don't matter either way. Okay, but anyway, this is what happens. This is what happens. You got to confront your fears. So you're meditating and you're relaxing. My advice for that is this: lay on your back on the bed when you have an hour or two to be by yourself. Stick the earplugs in your head. Earplugs. You need earplugs because you're doing inner work and you need to hear it. And you want no distractions to keep you out of it. So with that, you start whatever your reason is: astral traveling, projecting your consciousness, or just meditating, or just relaxing. You're going to experience this, or just getting to know your own self, to be with your soul, to move your soul to your head. That there's a process that takes place, and it is you're going to have to confront your fear. And with that, this is what happens. So this is what I did to start. And I didn't know what I was doing. I had to do it all by myself. With no one to talk to other than books, which got me doing this. So I lay down, I put on my earplugs, and I imagine, because right now I'm closed. Brain, soul, I'm closed. Ain't nothing getting through. And it says, bring your heart and your innocence to your head. And I did that. I can feel my innocence. I can feel my inner light. So I just imagined it. I didn't really do it. I just imagined it. But imagining it is psychological transformation. You actually start doing it just by imagining it. So imagine your light going to your head. Imagine your innocence going to your head. You lay down and you meditate. Now, as you're meditating day after day, try to do it every day if you can. Depends on how much you want it. If you don't want it, then don't do it every day. If it's too much, you'll know not to do it. You'll feel it. You don't have to do this today. Your own soul will tell you, too much, take a break, more or less. But if you can do it every day for an hour and a half, try it. So you have a drink, and this is all about psychological in you. Try not to do it and fall asleep. So you wake up in the morning, and you fall asleep during the day or at night. Well, do it when you're wide awake. That's when you got to do it. Have a coffee, have a smoke, go lay down back in your bed, and you're going to meditate, but you're not going to fall asleep. Do not fall asleep in meditation. You want to be consciously aware of what's going on inside, hence the earplugs, and you're going to realize the difference between when you fall asleep, the transition point from when you fall asleep to when you fall asleep. So you relax, and there'll be a transition point where you just go. That you don't want to go. You don't want to go to sleep. You want to stay awake. That's the important part. So what I did every day was I just relaxed, brought my innocence, my inner light, and I lay down and I kept telling myself relax. And what I did was I would, in my head, I would go to my feet and I massage my toes and my legs all the way up to my head and face, mind, and I relax my feet, my toes, my head, my torso, and my head, and everything. over and over and over. And I would feel myself sinking into the bed every time I did it, just relaxing. And then when I got from my toes to my head, I tell myself to relax, 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 and I just let go, just let go. But I'm conscious. I'm not falling asleep. So after some time of doing that, weeks, nothing's happening. But I'm getting more and more relaxed consciously relaxed in a meditation. I just kept on doing it, kept on doing it. And then I would do this. As I relaxed, I had my earplugs in. I start falling asleep. You hit that transition point where you fall asleep. And I would fall asleep and something would happen. As soon as I hit that transition point where you fall asleep, uh, a door would slam in my head. A voice would wake me up. As soon as I hit that transition, what you're doing is, what those are in your mind, energies popping out, issues you haven't confronted for a long time in your past days. They're issues. So you'll hear bang, smash, fuck you, fuck off, fuck, kids, scream, gunshots going off, everything. That's what's in your head. Those are all boxes in your head being released. Those are important. You gotta release them. Those are all deep fucking issues from since you were born. All the issues since you were born that you accumulated, and all your fears and all your problems and all your evils and all your sicknesses are buried deep in your head. And you're gonna release them. They're there. Don't worry about them, but they're there for you to confront, to deal with later. If you make it to where you can deal with them, you're gonna have to deal with them. Best thing to do, and I'll tell you that in another video. But you'll hear all these noises popping up. Don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it. It's just boxed up shit in your ego, or it's stuff in your heart that's coming through. Now, in the meditation, you'll start to see colors swirling around. After as time moves on and you keep doing this, these are all the effects. Colors swirling around. You'll see a triangle. You'll see hearts. You'll see alien faces in your mind's eye. And those are colors moving around, and it changes with whatever you're dealing with, whatever your issues are. All that's going to change. You'll start, after the colors go away, you'll start to see light. You'll start to see photos, faces. Okay, those photos, I call them photos, but they're just faces. You'll see interactions. You'll go to a place. It's like you're looking through a third eye porthole. That's what it is. But it could be on a soul. It could be a program in your head that you put there. Whatever. Look at it. You probably won't understand a goddamn thing about it, what you're seeing. Like, I've never been to fucking France in the Eiffel Tower, but why am I standing on the street in a little porthole and I'm looking at fucking the Eiffel Tower? Never been there in this life. But you think you're all shit now. You're some new age guru. You ain't fucking done nothing. So but this is a start. All these things are little things inside you. Don't mean shit, really. What's coming? Don't even worry about it. Don't mean nothing. Then you'll meditate, and you get to that crossover, and you'll start drifting away into a dream, and you'll want to roll over and just snuggle up and go to sleep. But you're doing a meditation. Wake the fuck up if you can. When you dream, when you go into the dream, most people just go, I'm happy, and they're just comfortable, and you just want to snuggle up and go to sleep. Don't, man. You're meditating. That's the whole point you're doing this. So get the fuck back, focus, meditate, relax. When you get to that transition point where you just want to roll over and go and check out, well, that's just happy fantasy land. It's dream. It all means everything in your life, but don't go there. Don't go there. You're in meditation. You go there at night. You're in meditation now. You want to stay awake and watch all this. It's important you watch all this. Do the breathing thing if you want. I massage my toes. I didn't breathe. I didn't do the whole breathing, focusing on one stupid thing. I focused on me massaging my toes. That was my stupid thing. They told me to do that, so I did it. And I had to relax. So, hell, massaging my feet and my body and my muscles and my mind. Right on. Why not, right? So, during that process, every time I hit the transition point where I fell asleep, I'd also sudden, I'd all of a sudden, I'd be, and I can't breathe. You can't breathe. In the room I'm doing this, where I'm meditating, there's a Grim Reaper in the corner. He's got a black nappy cape, and he's got a skull that's been burned. A burnt skull. Fucking teeth are cracked. His skull's cracked from the burning. He's got dirt. It's dark and scary, and he's just going at me. I can't breathe. I'm going, and I'd wake up. I'd be like, holy fuck. And I'd be running, fucking making sure I ain't fucking, I'm done this. No, I wasn't. Next day I'd do it again. Here he comes. All my life I had this goddamn Grim Reaper come. And he had the sickle. He had the fucking sickle. God damn the sickle. Anyway, he'd be coming at me. I couldn't breathe and I'd freak out. He got closer and closer and closer and closer over the years. I wasn't even meditating. I'm just a kid sleeping at grandma's house. Now, there's another reason why this guy came to me at different places throughout my life. It's a different video. But in the meditation, here he is. So, and I always came at the transition point when I was just falling asleep from trying to be awake in meditation. So what I'm trying to do, what's happening is this. This is a divide between your ego and your soul. As you relax and you bring your light and your innocence, bring your innocence to your head, and you're relaxing, it's coming, it's pressing on the skins that are wrapped so fucking tight you don't see down. You need to bring your soul to your head. Your ego is saying, no, I'm fucking God here in this reality. I'm God. Fuck you. Stay down there and shut up. And that's the way he's looking at it. When you cross over and you relax, your soul opens up and it wants to come to your head in the meditation. In the astral world, the illusion, your mind is manifesting your worst fucking fear, the Grim Reaper coming at you. Other people I've heard had a giant tiger coming and it would stalk them. Other people would have other kind of monsters. Other people would have demon dogs that would come out and they can't breathe and you can't breathe. Other people, my mom, she'd have a dot. No, a carpet. There would be a carpet like on the floor, but it would be up on the wall as a little tiny carpet. And she'd look at it and she couldn't breathe and she couldn't breathe and it would get closer and closer and closer and closer. A fucking carpet. A carpet. Anyway, that would keep her and she'd freak out, wake up. I had the Grim Reaper. Other people had tigers. Other people had demon dogs. Other people had whatever, monsters. Your worst fucking fear in your head. But it kept you in your body. It kept your ego in control. What you got to do in these meditations is bypass that. You have to get past that. Now, what that is the Grim Reaper coming at you and you can't breathe. He's stopping the transition from your soul entering your head. He's in the astral. Your own mind, your own fear in the illusion, the astral illusion, depending on what you want to call it, spirit world, he's manifesting it. Your worst fear coming at you. You want to go into the astral world? Well, you gotta conquer me. That's what he's saying. That's what your ego's saying. And this is what you gotta do. If you have that. Other people may not have it. I don't know. More spiritually advanced, they did it already somewhere down the line, and good for them. But if you're confronted with this thing that keeps you and you can't breathe, you gotta kick its ass. I've seen this guy, the Grim Reaper guy, my whole life, everywhere I go. So in my meditation, I seen him about 3 or 4 times out of 1,000 times living my life, and he ain't even the worst. The ETs were worse than him, but that's a different case. This is my own inner workings going inside myself. So one day I'm laying there meditating. I get to the transition point where I'm going to sleep, and all of a sudden, there he comes. He's coming, and he's coming. He's coming at me. I can't breathe. It's a hard fucking thing to do. You can't breathe, and I'm like paralysis, sleep paralysis. The psychological fucks say it's sleep paralysis. No, it's not, you fucking doorknobs. It's just fucking your worst fear in the astral to keep you from going to the astral in your mind. Really fucking simple. And you don't need drugs for it. This is what you need to do. This is what happened to me. I'm laying there. He's coming at me. I can't breathe. All of a sudden I hear a voice in my head. A voice say, "Are you tired of this yet?" And I'm like, literally, I can't breathe. I need some fucking oxygen. Like, my blood's going boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm ready to leave my body, right? And I'm laying there, I'm meditating. He's coming. A voice says, Are you tired of confronting this guy? And I'm like, yeah, more or less. And he goes, well, kick its ass. And I went, I can do that? I'm allowed to do that? And I'm like, I guess so. So I guess this internal power came up. I got up. I walked over to him, and he was coming at me with the sickle. He's getting ready to slam it down, and I put my fucking fingers right in his jaw. He clamped down on my fingers, bit down on him. And I'm like, I got my fingers in his fucking mouth, and I put my arms under his arms, and I grabbed him like that. So he was coming at me. I put my arms under his arms when he rose the sickle. I put my fingers in his mouth. He clamped down on me, and I bent him backwards, like hard as I could. I'm bending him backwards, and all of a sudden his spine snapped. And he goes like fucking Slayer. And I'm like folding him up, and then I snapped his spine. I could hear all the spine snaps. Kind of freaked me out. And I rolled him up. I rolled him up into a bundle of cloth. And I went, fuck you, and threw him away. I could start breathing. I got up and waited to the next day. And so I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I just did that. That fucking guy's been coming at me all my life. Couldn't believe it. And I'm like 16 years old doing this, and I just kicked his ass. And it was the scariest fucking shit I ever seen. And that was my own fear, keeping me in my body. Now, that done. That's how I overcame the fear. You gotta confront it. You gotta kill it. And it's fucking real. I didn't get no breaches on my fingers. He didn't cut my finger, my skins. In this world, he didn't breach. So I had no cuts. But I killed him in the astral. And all that is inside yourself, you're killing that fear. You just broke through the boundary of your soul coming to your head, your spirit, your inner light, your innocence coming to your head. You just went. I didn't know that at the time. I just killed a fucking demon. That's what I thought it was. Fucking demon. I didn't know any of that shit yet. But I would come to realize what it was later on. It was just fake illusion. That's what it was. It was just fake, but it was fucking real. It was real. Man, in the illusion is real. You can manifest that shit in the illusion and it's real. And that's what your mind does. But when I killed it in the illusion, I killed it in myself. So what you see out there, you got to question all the time. It could be your own creation. And that's what I'm getting at. Now, what happens next is this, and I'll put this in here and it took a long time for it to happen, about a month for the next step. I'm meditating, and all I do is keep relaxing, bringing my thing, massaging it. But now I can find, since I killed that thing, I can go inside my intestines. So I'm going through my intestines and my heart valves and in my mind, taking a look, and I'm looking at all this. The colors are now turning into little there's more pictures. The colors are brighter. Everything's happening more. All kinds of crazy shit. I ain't leaving my body, but I left my body. I got up out of my body, laying on my bed. I got up out of my body to kill that. I was actually astral traveling. I didn't know it. I thought I did it physically. Do you see the difference? Just to say that. So now I didn't even know what I did. So I'm laying in my body. But I still got a blockage, right? Still got blockages. So another month goes by, me meditating every day for about an hour and a half, just relaxing. And I'd push it. And I'd always fall asleep and go into a dream. And I'm in a dream. You're in the illusion, the astral world. But wake up. You want to keep watching the interactions with your earplugs inside yourself. So then I would do that, and relax. And I'd see the pictures, I see the colors, more and more and more. I see grandma walking around in my mind. In the pictures I'm looking at, I see people I know, and I realize that this is just energy I'm seeing from the bed, from the house, from the walls. Energies in me that are going through, and I'm watching the energies. When you become a Jesus Christ, that's what you'll learn to do. He takes your energy and looks at it, and now he knows. But that's a long ways away. But you can do it. People do it. All the witches and warlocks and the earth stupidity people down here, that's what they do. That's their little schmuck they do. A little scheme. I'll make a demon and send it off to you and knock on your door. Hey, I got a deal for you. Let me in and we'll make a deal for the shiny trinket. Fuck off. So, anyway, back to it. I started talking to my inner light in my own head. Hey, man, come on. And stuff like that. Come to my head, show me. I want you to show me. I gave the power to my inner light, to my spark, and to my innocence. Show me. You guys come to my head and show me. And I'd be meditating. I keep relaxing. So one day I'm relaxing, and all of a sudden I pushed the relaxing. I kept relaxing into my bed like I'm melting like butter in a hot sun. I'm just melting, and I could feel myself going into the bed, and all of a sudden it went, and I'm just two eyes. That's what I saw. I couldn't feel my body anymore. I couldn't do anything, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And in the book I had, it said, "Keep relaxing meditation, do this, and what I'm telling you to do. One day something will happen that'll change your life forever." And I'm like, "Fuck." I forgot about the monster, the Grim Reaper that I killed. But that's what the book said. Keep relaxing in meditation, and one day something will happen to you that'll change your life forever. And I'm thinking, this energy went. I couldn't feel nothing. I was just two eyes. And I open my eyes and I'm looking around, meditating. And I go, is this it? This big thing that's going to change my life forever? Then I thought, nah. So I got up, got done, went back the next day, started meditating, did the same routine again. And now I'm two eyes again. I'm like, God damn. And I go, is this a big thing? I'm like, yeah, maybe, maybe not. But I was expecting something bigger because I was expecting something bigger. I could have stayed there and been happy, but I want to know, man. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to fucking punch it. I want to know for goddamn sure what's going on. And here I am, just two eyes. So I couldn't figure out what that was at the time. So what I did was, fuck it, went back to sleep, meditated the next day. So I get there and I'm in a transition. As soon as I hit the transition point of me falling asleep, I wake up again because I'm trained myself to wake up at the transition point in this process. So it was like automatic. As soon as I feel myself going, no, back. And that's what I did. Then I love myself, talk to my inner light, talk to my innocence. You show me, man. And that's what he was doing. He was showing me. He came and was showing me two eyes in the universe. But I wanted more of an impact, but I didn't know it at the time. So I laid down, I meditated, the two eyes came. I'm like, is this the transition point? At the transition point, I'm two eyes. And I go, is this it? This is a big thing again? Is this a big thing? And I go, nah. So I just forgot about the two eyes and I just started going deeper. And I'm sinking into the bed. I imagined myself sinking in the bed, but I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't feel nothing. I was just two eyes. But I just kept saying, relax, 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 relax. Talking to my innocence and my inner light. Then I started hit. I started going to the transition point, and I was getting ready to fall asleep. And as soon as I was doing that, and I was chanting, relax, 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 talking to my heart and my soul, all of a sudden, it went. I'm laying there and I'm going to transition. All of a sudden, I hear a scream in my right ear, loud as fuck, like somebody was going Rah! In my ear, but it was in my head, and it started off real loud, like that, and it went. Sorry, it went. I went real quiet, right to the center of my head, and then came back out, and went like that. Right through from one ear, right across into the other ear. It went real loud, real quiet, and came back out like that in my head. I'm a holy fuck. And the next thing was I shot out of my body. As soon as that scream, I shut. As that happened, I'm freaking out about the scream. What the fuck was that? All the demons are coming. All of a sudden, I shot out of my body. I hit the ceiling. My nose, my teeth hit the ceiling. I'm a whole fucking. I slammed back and hit my head on the floor. I went through my body, through the bed, hit the floor. shot back up, hit the ceiling, hit the floor, hit the ceiling, hit the floor, hit the ceiling, hit the floor. I came back, whap, and my head felt like I got smashed with a brick on the back of my head. And all of a sudden I went, when I'm in my body again. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm just sitting there. Hold on. I'm just sitting there. I'm holding my head and I can't believe what happened. So basically, I just left my body. I'm laying in my body like this. And I went, bam, 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 like that. And then I went back to my body. And then I woke up. And I'm like, God damn, that was it. I knew it right then and there. This is what something's going to happen to me before that'll change your life forever. That was it. Then I knew. What the scream was my ego screaming his death cry. You win, fuck you. That was his death throes, or whatever the fuck they call it. He gave up, and he was pissed off. When that happened, that was my soul coming through, my ego getting out of the way. And then my soul took me on a little roller coaster ride just to let me know, yeah, you're here now. But the energies I was lying I was on the couch. The energies in the couch also were conflicting with my soul. So I went, bah, 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 bah. So that all happened. And then I killed my ego. Then I started seeing shit. Man, no looking back. 30 years, no, 40 years later, a spirit would go through my ethereal skins in my heart, in my light. The spirit, fucking spirit, went in my inner light and through my head 3 times. My skins, my ethereal spirit skins, the skins that wrap you up in this illusion, earth, wrap you in a body when you're born, and they grow around you, suck you in, suck your soul into the body, nice and fucking tight. Your skins, spirit skins. And now you're in a body on the earth. Well, all mine, when the spirit went into the light and up through my head, crown chakra, blew all my skins away. And that's what happened. And that's why I can see every fucking thing going on. And I had to heal myself. And then I got graced. I put it in my playlist. Everything I can put. So I have some fucking unique experiences in dealing with Christ and Saint Lucian and past lives. Everything's going on. And my past lives are corresponding in this life, or all my life, the same fucking issues. Then I have the ETs, which I was experiencing when I was 3 to 4 years old, all the way up to now, and all that. And I'm experiencing right now the Daniel Boone stuff with the priestess. I saved the priestess in Daniel Boone life. Well, I met her again in St. Lucian, and she went fucking crazy. She hooked up to me in the process. This is a different video. I just want to tell you where I am now. She hooked up to me in a process of me being protected from a bunch of other people, Loogie Man. She was protecting me. But when I made the deal to protect me, she hooked up to me sexually, smoking, drinking, all eating, food, everything. She experienced it, which reminded her of, she was living through me basically, but I didn't even fucking know it. and she's got the sex. So when I'm jerking off, she's experiencing it. Then she opened the fucking, and then when I'm drinking a beer or I'm smoking or whatever, she's experiencing it. It reminded her of fucking 1700s when I was Daniel Boone and we were together. So she went nuts. She thinks I'm fucking Daniel Boone again, but I'm Richard. And her spirit, Christ is taking care of it and healing it. But we have fucking 200 years of goddamn connections that I have to separate, which is what I'm going to make in the next video. So that's what's going on. And that's how I got in meditation and dealt with all my crap and the fear process of going through it. You have to go inside yourself, but everything you see is going to be more or less the monster you have to see and confront that's going to keep you is in the illusion. The Grim Reaper wasn't even real. He was real in the illusion. He could have breached me, but he didn't. I'd be dead and the whole process would be over. So he's basically just there to scare you. You can kick his ass. Whatever it is that's scaring you. For me, I had the voice come and say, "Are you tired of this guy yet?" I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "Well, fucking kick its ass." Just like, kick its ass. I'm like, "I can do that? I'm allowed to do that?" I'm like, "Fuck." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, let's go." Bitch. That's the process, man. That's one of the first things to do is you're going to confront. If you haven't, like, you'll go to sleep on other people's property in beds that are not yours, in places that are not yours. And the energy in the bed will be pushing you out of your body and you don't even know it. And all of a sudden, there comes the fucking Grim Reaper again. And you can't breathe throughout your whole life. And that's what it was. Boy, that was a weird dream I had. Well, that's the process. The energy in the bed that you're sleeping in, or the floor, or wherever, is pushing your soul out. And the Grim Reaper is automatically there to keep you in your fucking body. But when I was meditating, I experienced the Grim Reaper when I was trying to leave my body. So I had to kick its ass. I killed it. I killed that fear. It's quite the drama, man. Nothing happened with it. I just, he bit me. I felt it. And man, was he scary. Oh, it looked burnt. Black, white, burnt, cracked. Nasty. Hunks of flesh. Hey, just like a fucking zombie movie. Anyway, that's about it. So that's a little lesson of what you can expect. Bye. Reading for all.